Hi everybody, this is Felicia and I'm here with a regular layout here. What I'm doing is going to be watercoloring this cut file that I had cut on my new Cameo Silhouette. It's a Cameo 3 and it's Bluetooth and wireless. It's kind of cool. I like it. And it's got an automatic blade. It's just awesome. I love it. Anyway, so I finally got one. Anyway, so I'm going to be using some of the Prima watercolors here that I just recently also gotten, and I wanted to try them out and see how they work, and they're actually pretty cool. I like them. So I'm going to be watercoloring this stencil here, and then I'm going to be using this stencil for as part of my background. And this is from a Dear Lizzie stencil. So um, I'm going to go ahead and finish coloring that up. And now that I'm finished, you can see I used 3 different colors, which I thought I was going to use all 3 of the colors, but I kept trying to get this to work the way I wanted to, but it didn't kind of work the way I wanted it to. So you're going to see me trying to figure out what's going wrong and why is it not working, and you'll see here in a minute. I'm going to be fiddling around with this, trying to get it to work. In the meantime, I'll tell you a little bit about the photo. The photo is of my granddaughter when she was about 7 months old, I think 6 months old, and she, well, maybe a little younger, and she wasn't quite crawling just yet, so maybe a little younger. Oh my gosh, she had the chunkiest cheeks, and oh my God, and then the drool that just comes out because she, they that's how they do. But I had to get on my stomach to get this photo of her, and she was such a cutie, and I just really enjoyed playing with her at that level at the time when she was a little gal there, little baby that is. But that is it. So I'm using some of these pieces here from my hip kit, and it's some of the pieces are from the Posh collection of the chipboard pieces, and I'm trying to, as you can see, figure out how I want this. Now, mind you, now this is a different kind of a layout for me. I normally don't use a cut file as my background all the time, so especially a 12 by 12 when I use smaller ones. But this is the first time I've actually used a cut file that I've watercolored and kind of got it prepped for the use of a background. So this is a little different for me, but I'm going to figure it out here in a second. And I decided to go ahead and cut off the green part, which that's exactly what was going on. And I also ran some stitching across, which I thought that was pretty cool too. I like that. So what I'm doing right now is pulling my threads through so that they don't unravel. And then I go ahead and then I tape those down with some washi tape later once I get the layout in the spot that I wanted to have it in and stuff like that. So that's how I do mine. So pulling the threads through there, as you can see, and that's usually how I do it. I just pull the threads through and then anchor them down with some washi tape. So now I'm back and I'm figuring out that's what the problem was. So now I'm going to start gluing things down. The problem was having that green, which I loved that green, by the way, sticking out in the back. And I was going to save it and I was going to use the green for something else, but then something happened to it. So I had to end up throwing that part away, which I'm going to cut this cut file again, but I was really sad that I had to throw that piece away because I wanted to use it. So what I put at the top there was some specialty paper that I got out of my stash there in a drawer. And I have a drawer full of specialty papers. There's different kinds of papers that have different textures and embossed with different textures. It's just a drawer full of different kinds of papers like that. So I'm adding on some of these pieces. And like I said, these are all from my hip kit. And like I said, I combined my September and my October hip kit together, and I'm waiting for the November one because I can't wait because it's got some goodies in there that I can't wait to use. Boy, I'm a little bit excited about that. And what I did was, since my budget was being so nice to me, I decided to go ahead and do the hip kit and um, the Felicity Jane kit, which a lot of you were like, what? I thought she was only going to. No, I decided to go ahead and try the Felicity Jane for a few more months and see how that works out for me. And so I'm doing both kits. So, but this is the one I decided to pull out because I have the cut file. And now I'm going to finish adding some of these pieces. Some of these pieces are from the Honey I'm Home ephemera pack. And then some of these pieces are from the Posh chipboard piece that we got in our kits. So like I said, it's a combination, and I'm figuring out, oh, this is the way I want it. This is how I'm going to put it, and so I'm putting it down, and I'm getting everything snugged and in there really good there. I'm going to end up using that. I just don't know where exactly yet. So I tell you, it was interesting working with this because this cut file was like different for me. So I was like, okay. And I didn't think it was going to make that big of a deal, but I guess it did. Although I end up covering up a large portion of the cut file, I was still able to display a lot of the pieces. So what I have done already is I went over to my typewriter, yay for the typewriter that I got, and I typed out some journaling strips, and I'm going to be putting down some journaling strips because I don't want the whole entire cut file to be covered, and so I decided to use some journaling strips. And once I get them all down, everything, and get them in the proper alignment, then it looks better, of course. And I like that look. So I'm going to probably end up doing this kind of a look again because I really enjoy doing that um, with the journaling strips there on the cut files. So, and by the way, the typewriter works really well. I've used it on more than one occasion, so it works really well. Alrighty, so getting them glued down here in strips, and I'm reading it because I remember one time when I did this journaling strip thing and I had them reversed. It was funny, but I fixed it. Came out good. Alrighty, so I think I'm just about done with this layout here, and there's some more pieces that I wanted to put down here. I think I'm getting some, yes, there they are, some enamel hearts. These enamel hearts came from the Faith Illustrated, and I was fortunate enough to have a Bible bookstore close to me, and so they are on sale. They were actually on sale there, like 25% off, so I was like, yippee! So I got about 5 packs of those, and I got a few other things from the Bible house there, bookstore, I should say, from the Illustrated Faith, some die cuts and a couple of their pins and stuff. So I'm using the Heidi Swapp Black Velvet there. I think that's what that's called. And I am pretty much about done with this layout. So clean up my area. That black gets everywhere. And I am done. So I want to thank you guys for watching. And sorry I don't have any up close photos because I forgot. And take care. Bye bye.